This is really sad. This is really sad. Very sad. Very sad. Very sad. True. Very sad. That you have a parent who's asking the daughter not to wear the hijab. This is a heartbreaking. Now, what should you do? قال صلى الله عليه وسلم لا طاعة إلا في معروف. The hadith is known لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. This is the known wording of this hadith. No one is entitled to an obedience if it comes at the expense of the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, detailing this, we need to understand the ruling on niqab and the ruling on hijab. The consensus of the jurists that the niqab is recommended, is not mandatory. I'm talking about the consensus, meaning the majority of the jurists. There are few jurists who see the niqab mandatory. And there are some conditions, some cases where the niqab is mandatory. I'm talking about the niqab. The niqab is the veil that only the eyes are showing. So now, if this is a subject of debate between you and your parents, I advise you to just go with the hijab, which is the mandatory piece. And talking about hijab, I'm not talking about a scarf here. Okay? I'm not talking about a sister wearing pants and a scarf. No. I'm talking about the concept of hijab. The 7 known conditions by the jurists. It must be baggy. It must be encompassing all the body. It cannot be see-through. It cannot print out the body. It cannot be scented. It cannot resemble the garments of the non-Muslims. And only the 2 hands and the face is showing. And I do not mean the face, the hair here. Some of the sisters would wear a scarf and it go up and then she pulls it up and then, we call it comfortable hijab, convertible hijab. Like you open and you close, you open and you close. No, steady, only the face, this area is showing. No one is entitled, sister, even your parents. But now, be cool, yani, just bring it up in a nice, kind way. No one is entitled to deprive you from the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by wearing that minimum. If the subject of niqab is an issue, I would tell you, recommend for you, just delay the niqab for a while until they accept the hijab and they feel comfortable with it, and later on put your niqab on, inshallah, if this is what you would like to do. And it's sad, you know, normally it should be the other way around, that parents wanting their daughters to you know, show modesty and prevent their guard their chastity, and the hijab is one of the means to do that. But yet we're having parents who are actually going about it the opposite, which is really interesting, really interesting.